I'm back. Having been gone for this long, it has really gotten me in the mood to make a video that could be, bring a fair amount of debate along with it, and dare I say, some controversy. So in this video, I'm going to be ranking the Blackmagic cameras from worst to best. But before we get into that video, with a threat of controversy, I need to make a quick disclaimer.
This goes to all of you who don't need their day ruined by a guy with a following who's shoving a video in your face, meant to make you wanna click on it, click on it, click on it. This is a controversial video, a clickbait, cheerio, a public Discord made for no purpose at all. Click on my scenario to boost my ego in stereo. Agree with an opinion in 4K, that doesn't matter at all. But if you clicked on my video and watched the manifesto and you're angry, well, I warned you that this is a controversial video.
All right, now let's get you guys some content. So in preparation for this video, I recently ran a poll in multiple community groups asking which camera they thought was the best Blackmagic camera, and this was pretty much the result from over 300 people. Surprisingly, the original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera only had 2% of support, which actually surprised me as much as I hear about it online, followed by the Ursa 12K at 6%, the Ursa G2 at 9%, and the 6K Pro at 39%. And the Pocket 4K came in first place at 45%. But what do I think, and how would I rank Blackmagic cameras from worst to best? Would you believe me, if we had 16 of them to rank? I actually had to look up a bunch of these and try to remember, like, oh yeah, I forgot they even made this camera. There's probably more cameras than this, as BMD seems to have many variations of them, but to me, this feels like a really good solid list to work from. So let's just get started. I'm sure you guys are ready for this. Coming in at number 16 is BMD's Micro Cinema camera. It's the world's smallest digital film camera, according to BMD. This tiny, almost cinema-style GoPro sports a super 16mm sensor with 13 stops of dynamic range and an MFT lens mount. This is actually a pretty sick Blackmagic camera that I, again, kind of even forgot that they had. But even though I think it's a really cool camera, it finds itself last based solely on its limited practical use, the 1080p limit, as well as having less capability as larger BMD cameras. Coming at number 15 is the Blackmagic Design Production Camera 4K. This camera features an Ultra HD 3840 by 2160 resolution, Cinema DNG RAW, and Apple ProRes recording, a Super 35 sensor, global shutter, EF and PL compatible lens mounts, an SSD recorder, a 5-inch LCD touchscreen, metadata entry, SDI output, and Ultra HD. This camera was really a stepping stone for BMD to greater things, but while being one of BMD's earlier camera designs, I have to put it towards the bottom of this list. But still really interesting camera. Coming in at number 14 is the Blackmagic Design camera. This camera look is similar to that of number 15, but was designed to be a little bit more portable, as it would seem. To me, even looking back at some of these older Blackmagic models, you kind of trying to figure out what they were going for. They were really just, a lot of these feel more like test models, something that they were testing internally, but then just kind of decided to sell. But this one had a 2.5K image sensor, 12-bit RAW, ProRes, and DNHD formats, 13 stops of dynamic range, an LCD touchscreen, SDI video output, and Thunderbolt port, mic lines and audio, and recorded 2 removable solid-state drives. It also included DaVinci Resolve and Ultrascope. And some of the issues with this camera, however, was that, from what I found, is that the noise floor, it had a low noise floor and low battery life. This, again, is one of BMD's earlier camera designs and one that would pave the way for better cameras in the future. Next, after this, 13 through 10, we have all the studio cameras that Blackmagic has developed. And since there is a decent amount of crossover between all these cameras, I'll just go ahead and list them and then talk about them almost as a group. So number 13, we have the Blackmagic Design Studio Camera HD. Coming in at number 12, we have the Blackmagic Design Micro Studio Camera 4K. And I just thought that was interesting, so I kind of put it 12. Number 11, we have the Blackmagic Design Studio Camera 4K Plus. And number 10, we have the Blackmagic Design Studio Camera 4K Pro. And some of those are the new ones that you guys have seen come out. All of these cameras were designed to be the perfect, compact, lightweight broadcast cameras that also started to be widely used for live streaming, especially during the pandemic. The newer iteration of these cameras come with updated designs, better specs, and awesome tally lights to be able to better tell which cameras are running, and you can actually label them now. All in all, these are very solid cameras, but still with capabilities that are best, and I would say only really good to use in a studio environment meant for live broadcast. Coming in at number 9 is the OG of the pocket cinema cameras, the BMPCC. And this, from what I can gather, is the first use of a DSLR or standard photography camera body design in a camera Blackmagic has made. And this camera has a Super 16 size sensor that has an effective resolution of 1920 by 1080, and it's capable of capturing 13 stops of dynamic range. This can also record full HD video in either lossless Cinema DNG RAW or Apple ProRes 422. The active Micro Four Thirds lens mount can also accommodate MFT format lenses, as well as other legacy lenses via additional adapters. And many prefer the Cinema DNG files from these cameras instead of the B-RAW codec. And it's kind of funny to me. I always hear that in the thing, and I always wish I could have played around with some Cinema DNG files, because everyone like swears by them who use these cameras. And while this camera holds a special place, I would say, in Blackmagic's lore, it's not the best camera they have ever made. And but out of respect, it does make the top 10 in my opinion, just as a legacy camera to show kind of where they went. So you can find me on that. Feel free to let me know where you think it is on this list. For the next 3, we have the first iterations of the Ursa line of cameras and its variations, and here's how I ranked them. You have the Ursa Mini, the original 2.5K, and the 4.6K. Kind of like the 4.6K was just a little bit of a jump from that 2.5K that they had, and you really can't find too much on that 2.5K. Next would be the Blackmagic Design Ursa, coming in at number 7, the 4K version 2 of it. And number 6, the Blackmagic Design 4K UHD Ursa broadcast camera. To me, 7 and 6 offered enough upgrades to the original version to warrant the position ahead, and these cameras really have marked a huge step forward for Blackmagic and starting to develop cameras perfect for documentaries, production, indie films, and more. They're excellent cameras that provide high-end budget stuff at lower prices than you could get, for a Red or an Ari. It's really nice. So they had Super 35 sensors, built-in ND filters, mechanical filter wheel. They had 200 to 3200 ISO, shutter angle, 15 stops of dynamic range, as well as all the other things we've kind of learned that come with the Ursa. And to me, this really is the correct placement for these cameras, though there's still 2 more Ursa cameras that we have not discussed yet. But before that, coming in at number 5 is the Pocket 6K, an update to the Pocket 4K camera that boasts 6K resolution. And I would say that in the past tense, but it still does boast 6K resolution. And since we all know about the new 6K Pro, we're not really going to stay on this camera for long, but it still warrants its place at number 5, in my opinion, for now. But I'll say this probably definitely going to start slipping here soon in the rankings, especially as new cameras come along. Coming in at number 4, you have the Ursa 12K, released in 2019, and you could say 12K resolution. It came stock with a new type of sensor developed by Blackmagic, and the reason I am putting this one at number 4 is for the massive price reduction, which we've talked about on this channel. Talking about an actual controversial video, and the fact that Blackmagic has even said that they've had to work with Netflix to kind of fix some of the issues that they've had with the sensor, and there's reasons why it hasn't been. And I know we shouldn't judge anything by what's Netflix approved, but it is interesting with some of that, and the recent price drop to half of it when it hasn't even been out for a year. To me, cool use case camera. But I don't think it holds up in the rankings because it seems like there's some issues with it underlying, but still excellent camera, really interesting as far as specs and all that kind of stuff, and has some interesting use cases. But it's going to have the number 4 ranking for now. At At number 3, and this might shock some of you, I have the 6K Pro at number 3. No, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my 6K Pro. I did until it fell on the tarmac recently, and I can't use the ND filters yet, which kind of sucks. But we might actually be trying to fix that on a live stream and see if I can fix it, because I haven't been able to. There's no way really for me to get it fixed at this point. I like this camera, and it could be the fact that I just haven't really dialed in how I like to use it yet. But I find that the Ursa G2 and the Pocket 4K to me have a better image. I think I just like MFT systems, and I know the Ursa G2 is not. That's the Ursa G2s I would put on a different plane than both of these. Great camera, really honestly a great update on the Pocket camera lines. It's one that I would go with. For me, I would also put it at number 3 just because of the rolling shutter issues at 6K. You can't really avoid them. Number 3, honestly, number 3 is a good position to have. I'm not sure I'm trying to defend this. I'm sure I will get crap from people about putting number 3. The Ursa Mini G2 I'm putting at the number 2 spot. Not only is this camera probably, it's one of my favorites. The image quality, the sensor on it, it's such a great camera. It's such a great production camera. It's honestly a shame, and this is a massive reason why I have not put this at number 1, is the fact that Blackmagic just hasn't supported the software in the camera since its release, and it's kind of dropped it off early. To me, it's better than 12K, at least for me and how I've used it. And you can check out a video that I've made on the Ursa G2 if you want to see my thoughts and opinions on why I think it's an underrated travel documentary camera. So be sure to check that out. But I have it at number 2. It's one of my favorite cameras. And finally, and it's probably no surprise given the fact that this was what was voted on, and I kind of already knew this before even going into it, so maybe this won't be super controversial since everyone agreed with me. The Pocket 4K comes in at number 1. Not only is it, I think, the camera that changed Blackmagic's trajectory and really brought in all these new people into Blackmagic's field. I knew about Blackmagic before the Pocket 4K came around. Until that came around, I just didn't want to get into that yet. And the Pocket 4K to me, for the price, for the image quality you get out of it, for the multi-purpose when it comes to the adapters that you can do for other lenses, because of that MFT mounting system, to me it's just an underrated camera. It's such a good camera, and I think most people would agree with me, and probably agree with me according to the polls too, that its place at number 1 kind of makes sense. To me, it's that legacy camera that is still relevant, that I still use all the time, and sometimes I'll use it over my Ursa G2 or 6K Pro for certain shots. And just because I kind of like how the picture looks a little bit more. That could be personal preference, and maybe something I'm just seeing. Who knows? I stare at screens too much. The Pocket 4K is number 1. So let me know what you think about that and what you would rank your cameras at. But speaking of the Pocket 4K, I don't know if you guys knew that there is this secret hidden feature in it that could be released at some point in all the Blackmagic cameras. So check out this video here right after this. I'll talk to you guys later.